my song. Let's sing it. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Come on, it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know the words. It's gonna be fucking awesome. That's insane. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah!
Yo, it's Friday, and that means it's wildcard time, motherfuckers. Anything goes, no rules, any categories. All that's required is that it brings that unfiltered, coolest alive energy, you know what I'm saying? And today, I'm inventing a new category, YouTube channels. There are some YouTube channels that I watch with like fucking popcorn. I enjoy them just as much as films and TV, and every single time they put out a new video or whatever else. And they're not all entertainment sites, which I'll recommend sometimes, and maybe I'll do some coverage of some of the entertainment sites. But I think more so, there are just certain sites that are just unique and interesting and are worthy of covering and worthy of giving attention to. And today, the first one that I'm going to do is a YouTube channel that I love called the Mind Unveiled. And I'll see, maybe they have a podcast. Maybe I can find out that they have a podcast thing as well, since most of my listeners do podcast stuff. But I tend to do a lot of listening to things on YouTube for whatever reason. And that's just like the habit that I've been in for years. So that's what I have to recommend. I don't know. Sorry, like every now and then the transitions in my show, I'm just like I don't know what to tell you here, motherfuckers. Anyway, I'm Jesse Blaze Snider, your coolest man alive, coming at you live from Blacklight District Studio, and today I am excited to celebrate the Mind Unveiled YouTube channel. They are a wonderful, 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 wonderful. How many times can I say wonderful? But I mean really wonderful. I just love listening to this guy talk, like his voice. But this week has already been wonderful. If you listen to us on Monday, we were going over the Desperado original motion picture soundtrack. It's so awesome, especially cut in with the movie. There's some great music videos you can watch with these songs, some of the soundtrack songs cut with the film and then expanded upon. And they're all glorious. Love that soundtrack. Tuesday, we talked about a new animated classic, David from Angel Studios. It was great. Not preachy at all. Show your kids. It was great. What wonderful moral film. Is this the type of virtue that you want your children to see? It was great. And then Wednesday, we talked about a recent classic in comics, the Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers first graphic novel, first volume in the Energon universe, produced by Robert Kirkman and released through his company, through Image Comics. And I loved it. It was great. So talked about that. And then yesterday we talked about one of the greatest films of all time, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. I recently watched it again with my daughter, Parker Pride, and we just loved it. It's so fucking good. If you've never seen that movie, you're missing out. Especially now that Jim's dead. Jim's dead, Captain Cat. No, Jim can't be dead. Saturday, I'm not sure yet if I'm far enough along in The Shield. I'm eventually going to be doing an episode on Michael Chiklis, The Shield. I love The Shield, one of my favorite TV shows ever. I've been catching up with it just so that it's fresh in my mind and I can talk about it for a moment. And I just want to get a little further along on the show. But I did 2 episodes that are worth checking out. There's a new Muppet show, and I just talked about how wonderful it was and a lot of different stories associated with some of my connections with the Muppets and trying to work on them and things that have been going on behind the scenes. And also a great episode recommending but also debunking a lot of episodes of Penn and Teller's bullshit, which I still recommend you watching, and I love Penn and Teller's perspective, and I've gotten to meet them and know Penn just a little bit, and he's a great guy. Love him so much. But it's all these years later, I'm sure he would go back on a couple of the episodes himself. Anyway, what was I missing? Anything? Oh yeah, you can reach out to me anytime at jbs@blacklightdistrict.studio. That's my company where we're cranking out awesome comic books and incredible music. And if you don't believe me, you should head over to blacklightdistrict.studio right now. And you can see the fucking magic for yourself. You can read and listen to all sorts of comic books. A lot of them I wrote, but one that I didn't that's awesome I'd recommend, Mythic Legions Art Book #1, written by Gargoyles creator Greg Weisman. And created, this book is based on the Four Horsemen Studios toy line of fantasy action figures. It is awesome. It's really great. It's drawn by Marvel exclusive artist right now, Marcello Ferreira. He's incredible, and he does great work here in our book. And we've got it paired on one of the opening pages with the epic. With the epic punk metal upstart band Baptized by Fire, their album The Phoenix. So it's like, if you go to the website, you can listen to music and read comics at the same time or separately. And so we recommend a whole bunch of things in pair. Hey, listen to this album and read this comic. Listen to this comic book. And I don't know. I can't say it right. I'm sorry. I should have to write these things down if I'm going to say something like that. Unless I'm on a roll. Anyway, go loop Juggernaut from Baptized by Fire. That song's fucking dope. Put it on repeat. It's free at blacklightdistrict.studio. And read the Mythic Legions art book by Greg Weisman. It's so good. All right, we're diving into my wild card gem of the week. But lastly, I'll just say I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to my show and helping us to grow it into what it is becoming. It is growing every week, and it is you guys sharing and commenting, and I guess mostly sharing is probably the big thing. So keep sharing the show with other people. I really appreciate it. We are talking about the Mind Unveiled channel on YouTube, and we'll pull up the exact channel in a second, and pull up some of their stuff. But I just these guys are hidden history focused. Lots of just factual hidden history stuff. They do not proclaim any conspiracy other than look at this information, look at this information. What does this say? What does this say? They are so rational and wonderfully rational in the way they go with everything. But this would be considered a lot of alternative archaeology and the study of a lot of occult symbolism, study of alchemy symbolism, and that being talked about. The alchemy shit is the craziest, because it's the stuff that I was mostly like, well, this is odd and interesting. This is odd and interesting. This is odd and interesting for a very long time, but I was not ready to commit to anything. And I've got to tell you, I was like 8 hours into, because it was fascinating, really, really interesting. So much stuff that backed up the other stuff. And it was like an 8 hour thing. Like maybe it wasn't that much, but it was at a certain point I was like, wait a second. Is this shit legitimate? Is there truth to this? But I had to hear so many different things and what different pieces of information were given away in different pieces for it to slowly actually amount to something that was rather alarming, which is what they had found and why they spent so much time looking at it. We'll talk about some of that stuff, and I'll recommend some of these things in a little bit. But tons of great cultural mysteries. I'm sending my mother all the time videos from the Mind Unveiled, because not just North Carolina, but my family has a place in North Carolina where most of my family lives now, and there are all these really weird, esoteric kind of weirdo places in North Carolina that they'll talk about, and I'm like, Mom, I want to visit this place. Mom, I want to go visit this place. Mom, I want to go visit this place. So I keep sending her videos to all these things. I mean, they've literally like a half a dozen for North Carolina. But there's plenty, South Carolina and other ones, things in America that often doesn't make any sense for it to be here. A lot of the conversation is about like World's Fair stuff and things that center around some of that. A lot of things that stem out of the conversation about the World's Fair, which is very strange, the World's Fair. It's a very, very interesting conversation to open up. All these buildings and all these things that were like the fanciest, most amazing things that we can't do today. You don't see anybody making anything like it today. They're at the World's Fairs and then tore down, and they were all built in a few days, and we're supposed to believe this. And there were a lot of other theories about what is going on there and here. And the more information you absorb on the subject, just the more information over and over again that corresponds. Here you find it. Here you find it. Europe you find it. Things like mud floods and fires that all happened in all these major cities all around America and around the world around the exact same time. It's all very peculiar, and when you start to unpack it, it links to black supremacists who believe their culture was hidden away, and they're not the only ones. All of our culture was hidden away. And this stuff is amazing. Cabbage Patch Kids theory. And again, not a theory. They just present the information. It's really crazy. And actually, I don't really see this Cabbage Patch Kids thing go around a lot of places, like other than superficially and silly in silly ways. You're going to be so blown away. Cabbage Patch Kids, you're going to be so blown away if you look into these things. If you go into this channel, it's just so much of this shit is verified. It's just all these postcards and all this information, all this historical information. They're really digging into stuff. Old films, they do lots of esoteric breakdowns of films, which is interesting. I don't always watch all those because some of them I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like I don't need to see it like all broken down. But some people do. Some people do really need to see how much some of these things really break down. I mean, and some of them in like peculiar, fascinating ways of like there's no mistake here, recently they have made a series of videos connected to the Epstein stuff that connects to some of the videos that they've made, connected to cloning and other things like that are right there in the Epstein files, and their videos are mind-blowing. I've been trying to share their videos on my page, like my social media pages or whatever. And actually that is one of the reasons why I decided to do their channel as my first one for YouTube channels, because they're making some great stuff right now that is really looking at important stuff. Because while we're all focused on all the people who we'd like to hang, which I would love to see them all fucking hang to the wood chipper, put them in the wood chipper. There is some bigger picture stuff that is very important not to miss, and they are focusing on it in wonderful, intelligent ways. Like I said, always very, very rational, very, very cool. The conspiracy channel that I like to recommend to the most people because of just how wonderfully rational it really is. They've got a large following. And this is a mix of a lot of research, plenty of speculation and interpretation, but really not. There's no Looney Tunes here. They're just giving information. It's my biggest thing, and like this is the greatest thing that I can say about them is that like I care about a density of information, which is why sometimes you'll hear me like stuttering over myself when I can't like think about something that I want to say, because I don't like you guys having to wait around for the information. I don't like to be like a blowhard and I'm like, are you still there? Okay, now I'll give you the information. I just want to get information to you as fast as possible. So when I'm having a stuttering moment in my mind and it's not exactly coming fast to me, I'll sit there and be like, because I want to get it out. And their stuff is all obviously scripted. His voice is lovely. He has a girl who used to work with him. I guess maybe it was an ex-girlfriend or whatever. Too bad, because she had a wonderful voice too. I love the two of them. The Mind Unveiled is just a wonderful, wonderful channel. And I can't recommend it enough. Their description here for themselves is, the intention of Mind Unveiled is to bring back curiosity into the human race. We don't claim to have the answers. However, we leave you with many questions that may assist you in your journey. Here at Mind Unveiled, we explore alternative topics and theories that have either been discarded or suppressed in this present era. The channel is created by Soul and Mun. The positive, negative, as above, so below, male, female, alpha, omega aspects of the mind. When talking about this material, we have to be very mindful of the perception of the viewer. No form of judgment on the speaker can happen when the beginner is coming to such alternative views on reality. Mind Unveiled is created from home and is not a part of a studio or high-end production. If you wish to know more about us, we include small details from time to time in our videos. And they have a website, mindunveiled.com. And I'm just going to go to their mindunveiled.com and just to see if they have a podcast to which I can recommend everybody. Do they do a podcast version of the show? Music, videos, gallery, merchandise, contact. Doesn't look like they have a podcast version. Okay. So anyway, I highly recommend their channel. If we go over to the playlist, it'll kind of like tell us the big things. So they're already making a playlist of the Epstein Unveiled, and they've got 4 videos so far. I don't know, maybe I missed one of them because I thought they only had 3. Looks like Daddy might have something to watch tonight. Wah. That's funny. I like never called myself Daddy in my life. It's such a weird thing that I said. 9 Mind Unveiled, Cities Unveiled. Okay, so there's a 9 video playlist of Cities Unveiled, showing underground cities that have been burned, all of these different cities. This includes Charleston, Pensacola, Athens, Greece, Brevard, North Carolina, the more North Carolina stuff, and fucking Tartarians, and Chattanooga, Nashville, with just crazy hidden history stuff that's there that should not be there based on things that we've been told. There's a 3 video playlist for Spain Unveiled with different things in Spain that are really interesting, and linking all that stuff together for those of you who are interested in that location in particular. There's a playlist of their movie breakdowns, 15 of them, for those of you who are into looking at esoteric stuff in major films. There's a bunch of them that are, very blatant, and I was very aware of. And then there's some other ones that are rather interesting. The Cabbage Patch Kids cloning homunculus rabbit hole is deep, man. A lot of this stuff is with the alchemy. The alchemy pieces of information are sort of loose lips sink ships, right? So here's one piece of alchemy being done by one guy, and he talks about it a little bit. Maybe he gives 2 little pieces of information, and then this other guy gives another 2 pieces of information, and then another guy gives 2 pieces of information, and around the 8th guy, somebody gives the same piece of information and maybe another piece of information. And then the next guy gives 2 pieces of information that are from both of the pieces of information. And then another guy gives 2 pieces of information that haven't been given before, but they start to actually tie this shit together and show a actual fucking process that was possibly, very likely, being done at this time to clone people and shit with cabbages. But I know you're like, I'm telling you, it is such an interesting subject. There are so many receipts for all this shit. It is what an interesting rabbit hole to go down. And then when you really think about it, a cabbage and a fetus, 2 natural things. Perhaps a cabbage would be warm enough on the center of it to put a fetus, and perhaps there would be some fucking way to do this with this knowledge. And like I said, when you see the whole thing, I mean, like, I don't remember the specifics, but by the end of it, I was like, holy fuck, I think this is a thing. There's so much interesting information in it. What's the MU? Tartaria population. This is a weird playlist. I'm not sure about this one. I think this one's specific to the homunculus and the cloning of things. That's an interesting playlist. But it's just a smaller one. There's some music stuff, some frequency music here, like I make, but he makes it, just more like chanting kind of stuff or whatever. Then there's some cryptid videos that are fun and really interesting and cool. Cryptids Unveiled, an introduction. There's a Bigfoot, there's a Dogman, and then there's these blemmies. That episode is really interesting. The episode on the blemmies, these genetic experimentations. Really, really interesting. Just the amount of research that he does and the amount of works and how these works are written and what is said. It's just mind-blowing. I really have come to love, not only because of the Mind Unveiled, but they've definitely been a huge contributor. People who dive into really old manuscripts, because you get in there and you see what is said and how things are being said, and you're like, wait a second. Why is it being talked about like this if there's nothing to this? Then there's also 5 videos on ignored origins with Christian stuff, Gnostic kind of stuff, whatever. Some Bible stuff, Tartaria. Very, very interesting. Just a little bit. That's not like a main category that they go into. There's 7 on alternative health videos playlist for microorganisms, vaccinations, Tartaria things. It's all very interesting. Extreme human longevity. He's really just been weaving a tapestry of things, reading on certain things, and then occasionally he'll just come upon certain extra pieces, and then he'll do a deep dive into that particular thing. And some of those things, like the alternative health episodes, are wonderful. And the 10 episodes of the astral plane, occult, spiritual stuff is also excellent. Lost Ancient Magic, really great stuff. I mean, I can't recommend his channel enough. Just what a wonderful guide. He's doing such good research. There's so much information that I've gotten from him, and this stuff is so compelling. There's so many just stories and just him just going about trying to pass on the information as it was gotten to him. So finally, the big draw of their entire channel is their Tartaria series. Okay, their Tartaria playlist has 34 videos and 744,000 views. It is really excellent. Gets into friggin' the Phoenicians and the giants and androgynous race of people and ancient deforestation, tons more, Tartaria 3 and 4 and 5, secret black history. Like I said, black supremacy history comes from some of these things of hiding the history, star forts, the Bibles and Tartaria connections, Tartarian cities, Bigfoots and connections to Tartarian races, mountains that are possibly ancient castles that have been destroyed, Tartaria 6 and 7, the Dust Bowl and the mud floods and the fires that covered up Tartaria and all these things. And I'm telling you, oh my God, it's so clear that clearly a whole civilization and a lot more has been covered up to keep us ignorant and stupid. There's an Antiquitech episode in here, which is like technology and things that are out of a line. Part 8 and Part 7, Part 8 and Part 9 of Tartaria, and goes all the way to Part 10 with more unveiled stuff for the Great Lakes and Chicago and Biltmore. This shit is amazing. Secret societies, and it's really just my favorite channel on the internet. I get so much fucking joy from digging into this stuff. It's mind-blowing, but it's fabulous. His voice, he narrates the thing. He's got a lovely voice, and his girlfriend's voice, or who was his girlfriend, she was fabulous. She has a lovely voice, and I like hearing them talk. I love just how direct and informational everything is, and how much they cover and how deeply they investigate everything. They're just so earnest and wonderful, and I just love them both. I want to kiss them on both their faces. I want to be their best friends. They're just such I could tell, lovely people with open minds who are approaching this information earnestly with great curiosity, and they're bringing the things that they've found to us. And I mean, what more can anybody do but that? I mean, that's what I try to do every Sunday on Everything They Don't Want You to Know. Just earnestly as possible give you the information. I literally, I have like a schedule or whatever. Like, I'll have things that I want to share, and then I'll have things that just come up and I'm like, well, this is really what's on my mind. And this, I think other people would care about. And well, let's try to talk about this. And sometimes I'll be like, I'm not really an expert. Do I really want to go out and talk about this? And I go, well, yeah, just go and talk about it from that point of, I'm not an expert. I can't exactly say these things, but I can say that I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this, and we should all continue to look into this so that we can continue the conversation, because that is, for me, that's the big thing. It's about continuing the conversation, bringing the conversation forward with all these things. And holy shit, the Mind Unveiled does that. And if you want to bring the conversation forward with some great music, All Your Favorite Bands Suck is another podcast that I do that's always available everywhere except for Spotify right now. There's 54 of my favorite bands so far. I'm doing it monthly now, and it's just me gushing about all their stuff and playing a bunch of clips. And if you love music, all sorts of genres, all sorts of recommendations. Anyway, that's it for this 5 days of the week until Saturday. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm Jesse Blaze Snider. You can reach me at jbs@blacklightdistrict.studio. That's my email. You can use it, especially you listeners who listen to the end of the episode. You guys get to email me. Thank you. I love you guys truly for helping me, build a great platform here on this show. And there's just going to be so much wonderful stuff going on as the year progresses. Not only just more wonderful recommendations, because I got lists plenty, even though I'm always looking for more things for myself to enjoy. So if you do have any recommendations, that's why I always give out my email, mostly because I want people to jbs@blacklightdistrict.studio. Recommend great shit to me. Or do what some of the people have done and send me links to your fucking thing where you have the downloads. Here's my thing of all the movies that I've downloaded. Fucking send me links like that. Yes. If you will. I don't mind. If you don't mind. Again, I'm not sure about tomorrow with The Shield. Maybe The Shield. Or maybe something else. But I'm excited to figure out what the show is. And I hope that I will also see you next week for another fucking awesome full week of recommendations on The Coolest Alive. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. You've been listening to Coolest Alive with me, your host, Jesse Blaze Snider. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more excellent entertainment recommendations. Thanks for listening.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. Come on, it's gonna be fucking awesome. You know the words. It's gonna be fucking awesome. That's insane. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah! It's my favorite part. Isn't that heavy? I played that. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Coolest alive. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Stay with your tribe. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Revenge of the Geeks. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Week after weeks. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Laughing with you. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And crying sometimes too. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Spelling it out. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Making you shout. I'm a genius. I got lyrics coming out me bum for days. You like that? It's a kazoo solo. I played that too. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Talking some shit. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Living legit. My voice is fucking awesome. Foot in our mouth. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Get in the mouth. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Tell all your friends. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Call right on text. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Raising the bar. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Straight to the stars. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's starting soon. Straight to the top. Passing the moon. It's gonna be fucking awesome. On with the show. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Ready, set, go.
It's got to be fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
It's gonna be fucking awesome. Just wait. You'll see. You'll all see.
You'll all see.